In this video, YouTube, I'm going to be walking you through the simple hacks of how I stay lean year round and exactly how you can too. But first, we have got cardio to attend. We've got to the gym early doors this morning for a 8K run, and we've got some new runners to try as well. I picked up a pair of Adidas Evo SLs in black because, well, I made the mistake with the Asics of buying a white pair during the winter and they got absolutely cooked within the space of a few weeks. So we're going to go for a slightly different colorway this time round. Plus, Bali, from what I've heard, is yeah, quite filthy in certain areas, and if I'm to do outdoor runs there, then yeah, a white pair of runners would just get, again, absolutely cooked. So we're going to break these in today, like I said, with a nice easy 8K, and I suppose that will tie us into our first point. Will I do these points in order today? I'm not sure. Probably not. I'll probably just do them sporadically throughout the day as and when they come to my head. Right, let's get these new runners broken in. So that is cardio wrapped up there. I tell you what, I'm getting quick now. I'm getting fucking quick. Holding around 4:30, 4K pace for the duration of that 8K, which, yeah, I can't lie, I'm happy with. I'll take that. And the Adidas Evo SLs, I rate them highly. But that leads us on to our first point. Tip number one on how to stay lean year round is cardio. Do fucking cardio, get moving more. Stop being a lazy bastard, in other words. Now, cardio is a great tool in order to increase the size of your deficit, and that is one thing that we'll get onto later on. Again, like I said, I'm not really doing this in the order in which I should, but cardio is a great tool to increase the size of your deficit whilst being able to keep food that touch higher, which, what will that do? Well, that will help you hold performance, which will help you hold muscle, and help you easily sustain your diet. With that, cardio has many other benefits as well, such as heart health, blood pressure management, mental health as well. I recommend anywhere between 3 to 5 sessions a week. I do cardio daily, but that's just because, again, keeps me in routine, sets me up for the day, gets me in a good headspace, and I'll be honest, I actually quite enjoy it as well. But anyway, we're heading into Asda now. I'm gonna grab a few bits for my meal one, and then we'll be on to whip that up.
Right, so I've already missed out on a scene in which I wanted to film for this video when speaking around food and nutrition when staying lean. I wanted to show you my meal one and then speak about it afterwards, because then it was almost kind of like a nice segue into making that point. But we got home, we had meal one, we were in a little bit of a rush, but then I had to get showered, get dressed, head off for a haircut. Got my haircut, still rocking the buzz. That is going to be the look for Bali, 110%. I've actually gone a grade shorter on the top this time though, gone for a grade 3. I'm trying to almost go an inch shorter each and every time, until it gets to the point where I'm like, oh, actually, that's a bit too short. I fucked up there massively. So I know that the grade higher is like the perfect look. I think I've found that with grade 3, but we'll have to see. Guess next time we might brave it and go for a grade 2. But anyway, on to the second point, which is nutrition. You have to eat for leanness. And what do I mean by that? Well, you have to set your nutrition up in order to fuel performance, aid recovery, but also to hold a body fat percentage year round in which you are happy with, in which has you looking good, and in which has you feeling good. This is how I do it, and this is what I would recommend, but eat in a small deficit year round. I'm talking 200 to 300 calories under your maintenance. And then every week or 2 weeks, depending on how lean you are and how often you need filling up, say, I would run a day on maintenance or potentially run like a quote unquote refeed high day in order just to freshen up, have you feeling a little bit more human, and then allow you to continue with your deficit from there. Give you that psychological break, keep your performance in a good spot, and ultimately have a day where you're enjoying a little bit more food. Of course, 110% still enjoy social events, right? Eat good 90% of the time. Still enjoy social events, but know when to pick and choose your battles, right? It's about enjoying yourself, but doing it strategically to the point where you're not having too many socials or too many off-plan meals or drinking alcohol too frequently to the point where actually you're just regressing, you're not staying lean, the look is getting worse, you're actually slowly gaining body fat to where you're either having a huge off plan at the weekend that's leveling out your calories for the week, keeping you at a maintenance, or potentially even having you in a slight surplus, say. I would recommend try and do it a little bit more strategically, but of course, when you enjoy yourself, make sure that you account for it, make sure that you plan ahead, and make sure that you minimize the damage whilst enjoying yourself in order to stay on track. Anyway, we're off to train arms now. And that segues me onto my next point perfectly, which is weight train. Muscle raises your baseline calorie burn, which means with more muscle, your body burns more calories at rest. So building some big old muscles will help you stay leaner year round. It also helps with nutrient partitioning, gives you a hormonal advantage when it comes to testosterone levels, growth hormone, leptin sensitivity. I recommend you weight train anywhere between 3 to 5 days a week. That tends to be where people can stay most consistent and results tend to be the best. And if you need some help and structure with that, there will be a link below for a free 5-day training split.
So next habit as we are making our way back to the car is walk more, right? Get your knee up. It's a great way to increase your expenditure for very, very little fatigue, because unless you are incredibly unfit, which you might be, it's not like you're going to go for a long old walk and be absolutely fucked afterwards. Like I said, great way to increase your expenditure while accumulating very, very little fatigue. So get moving more. I recommend anywhere between 8 to 12,000 steps daily. Right, so we have just picked up some things for the post-workout meal, which will literally just be chicken and potato. So nothing really exciting there. But one thing I do like to treat myself to with that meal is a Pepsi Max Cherry, which, funnily enough, perfectly segues me onto the next point, which is be mindful of hidden calories. Now, this Pepsi Max right here has a grand total of 2 calories. I'm not sure if you can see that. I don't really care either way. But if I was to go for the full fat version, it would be significantly more. And there are many swaps in which you can make just like that that are going to save you so many calories throughout the day. For example, your drinks, things in which we cook with, condiments. Be mindful of hidden calories because they do add up.
Right, all right, back from the gym, showered, dressed, and we have literally just been on a pre-script call for the last hour going through deltoids today, so thoroughly enjoyed that. I guess there's no real fancy segue to take me on to the next 2 points in which I'm going to make, but one of them is manage your stress levels, right? Manage your stress, kind of goes without saying really. Stress is going to increase your cortisol, it's going to increase your cravings and your emotional eating, it's going to have a massive effect on your training performance and your recovery. Stress also disrupts sleep, and that ties me over to my next point, and that is make sure you are sleeping anywhere between 7 to 9 hours per night. Now, sleep is going to be absolutely crucial for this, for staying lean year round. Getting good quality sleep is going to increase your chances of fat loss, increase your chances of muscle retention and building muscle, and vice versa as well. Being deprived of sleep is going to increase your chance of fat gain, increase your chance of muscle loss. You're also going to be able to regulate your appetite better with quality sleep, actually keep your stress low. They kind of tie hand in hand. It's going to improve your recovery, it's going to improve your performance, it's going to improve your perception of your overall fatigue. Sleep is going to be absolutely crucial when it comes to being the best in which you can possibly be physically and mentally. Now, on to the final point. And with that, YouTube, we're on to the final point. I wanted to carry this video on to the following day and find a slightly different scene in order to outro this video with, but no, we're back at the desk. And I mean, this isn't the final point, but I don't think I mentioned hydration. So 3 to 4 litres of water a day, that's what I'd recommend. Anyway, final point is track everything. Track absolutely everything that you do. Tracking equals accuracy. If you know where you're at with everything in regards to your food, your scale weight, photos, your lifts in the gym, your sleep, your recovery scores, you are going to have an easier job sustaining a lean physique year round. Scale weight daily, now that may seem a little bit excessive, that might seem a little bit extreme, but if you can get an understand for trends throughout the week, then you are going to be much better off than just weighing yourself once a week. Sleep, again, tracking your sleep, right? Like I said, sleep is super important when it comes to your ability to lose body fat and keep body fat off. If you're tracking your sleep each and every night and you know exactly where your sleep score is, potentially do you need to improve there? Do you need to get to bed a touch earlier? Do you need to implement some sort of sleep aid in order to improve your REM sleep or your deep sleep scores? You're going to be much better off for it. Tracking your lifts in the gym as well. Are you progressing? Are you regressing? Right? Are you able to hold numbers in the gym, which is going to sustain muscle and help you achieve a better look? Are you regressing? Are you losing numbers in the gym? Are you potentially at risk of losing a bit of muscle? Photos as well. Take photos regularly, ideally in the same spot with the exact same background and the same lighting at the same time each and every week. Are you getting leaner? Are you potentially gaining body fat? Is the look worsening?
Is it getting better? Again, things like this, which is going to massively help you stay on track when it comes to looking your best year round. Recovery scores as well, again, super important when it comes to keeping you in tip-top condition and helping you perform at your best day to day. But that pretty much sums up everything there, and that is everything for this video. Hope you took some value from that and learned something. They are just some easy, simple habits and tips in which I use year round to stay lean, and that you can also implement in order to stay in great shape year round. So like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.